this is Di. I am a Seattle area vlogger, and I got to attend VidCon US 2017 for the very first time this year. Now, in the past, when I could not attend, I used to watch videos on YouTube to learn what happened and see the panels and interviews and get all caught up on all things VidCon. So when I got to attend this year, I made sure I recorded some panels. And one of those interviews I recorded was with Trippy and Allie Wesenberg Trippy. Charles is the world record holder for daily vlogs. He's vlogged continuously every day for just over 8 years. This has included 2 brain surgeries. I wanted to bring this video to you so you get a chance to watch it. Make sure you give it the thumbs up if you like it. You can check out my other videos on the channel. I have a playlist of VidCon videos. I put out videos twice a week. I am living with 2 of my 3 adult children. I play bass and I deal with health issues. And so I would love to bring you along for the ride. Enjoy the video, and here's Charles and Allie.
That was the most nonchalant walkout.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
How are you guys? You having fun?
Having fun today.
You guys are so polite.
Everybody's fine, and then you know what happens? They see you, and then they run through and scream your name, and they keep running. That's been the fun thing today. It's wonderful. This is my cup from before. Classy recycling.
Drinking alcohol in there?
Reuse, not yet, not yet. Soon. So this, for those of you guys who haven't seen a panel here, this is our magical question jar, and it's filled with random, fun, TMI kind of questions. Should we get started with one of those? Okay.
So we just pick it?
Just pick a question.
Okay. Who was your first crush?
Oh.
Is this like celebrity crush? Or
Probably,
is this,
yeah.
Do you have one? First crush, I think it was April from Ninja Turtles.
Woo!
Yeah.
I can see that.
The yellow jumpsuit?
I can see that.
Yeah, I think that was, anyone ever see the original Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice? There we
I'm
go.
a Michelangelo kind of girl. I could see myself loving Michelangelo.
I'm the only
I
one.
really have no idea.
Musician, TV star, John Stamos.
I know.
Carol Scott.
I have no idea. I really have no idea. I feel like my most.
That was me.
There you go. You also.
I love Heath Ledger, but that was like I was older. I wasn't like a kid.
Then you have to pick another question. See? Now you get your own question.
What's your most embarrassing school memory? I ran into a glass door, face first, walked straight into it. Like, no reason. I just ran into it. At school.
Did you attend the school regularly?
I was there pretty much 5 days a week.
And this day you forgot about the door.
I forgot about the door. I don't know if I was like excited and talking to someone and I just wasn't paying attention, but I did. And I literally hit it to the point where like my nose and my mouth, everything imprinted on the door, and I fell back onto the floor.
Yikes.
I did the glass door, but I did the gym door.
Oh, that's also
like somebody
bad.
was going out the gym, and I went into the gym, and actually, no, you know what it was? It's like, I don't know if you guys ever seen like, there's like a bar, and they have the doors.
Yeah.
It's like there's being completely
In the
open.
middle. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The bar in the middle.
And it's
And it just, one goes this way, but the bar's right there, and I ran right into that as somebody was hitting the door too, so it was like a double whammy.
Yeah, those kind of things.
That's kind of embarrassing.
They stay with you.
Yeah, right in the middle.
All right. Okay.
Do you know me?
I know. Girls is.
I walked into a bathroom door like two weeks ago, and that's why I got the scar on my face.
So
I'm not even kidding.
that brings me to, we can talk about what it's like creating daily content, but what do you do? What do you do when you wake up and you have a scar from running into a wall or you don't feel
the first
great?
question when we wake up is, what do we do today? And we kind of just brainstorm some ideas, and we look at TripAdvisor a lot, and we just kind of find like little things around like St. Pete or Tampa that we've never been, and we just try to think of something that we haven't done. I mean, I've been doing this so long, it's kind of gotten to a point to where I'm starting to do the same thing again because there's so many things I've already done.
Yeah.
Doing it 3,000 days straight.
Yeah, you kind of.
Yeah. Like, for instance, when he walked into the door, the first thing that we had to do was kind of announce what happened.
That's good.
You know, because you can't just wake up
I
one
saved the
day.
baby from a shark.
There you go.
And the tooth slightly got me.
Punch the shark though.
Yeah. Fun story. I did kick a shark.
Is
Dead
that
serious.
Just recently.
I'm dead serious. If anyone saw that video, I went swimming with sharks. Like, no, not in the cage, like in the water in Hawaii.
Why? You're playing lively now?
Well, our friend of ours,
idea.
our friend of ours, dad, my uncle, has like a shark exploration kind of thing.
And he was like, go jump in and swim with them?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Like, they were a little persuasive. They kind of poked him and said, hey, why don't we get out? And you laugh.
Yeah, and
I didn't go out. I was smart. I
and
stayed
she
in the cage.
Smart.
But I was swimming in the sharks and I went to go get a photo.
Because why not?
Why not? You're in the
Just
water.
take a pic.
And apparently sharks
Shark.
like yellow. And nobody told me that they like yellow. If you guys ever know, see sharks, don't wear yellow. They like yellow.
No, you notice how nobody's reacting because everyone's like, we
Everybody
would
never
never
did.
jump in with
Yeah.
sharks.
And one was coming at me, and I had to kick it with my fin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
And it hits you hit him in the nose.
And then it turned around and tried to bite me. Yeah, you know, that's how I got the scar.
Okay.
Go back and go.
That's the real story. Now you guys get the real VidCon story.
Hopefully someone's filming that so they believe it.
There you go. Okay, so fan questions. We're gonna talk about the congratulations,
very
getting
much.
married, proposal story. That's what.
Okay, so we were on tour in Sydney, Australia, and I flew her out, and I had this whole
This was
thing.
like for my birthday. Like I had never
Yeah.
been, and this was like a big trip that we had been planning on going.
Did you think anything was coming, or you thought it was?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, the only people I knew were the band members and my sister, and then eventually her family. I asked them for permission, and I made this whole video, had it all ready, and I was just going to insert, you know, the actual day. And so she came out, and Travis and his wife Jenny kind of had the whole idea. So they were helping me kind of find some cool places in Sydney, Australia. And we just were walking around, and the entire time I had a headphone in my pocket. And you know, at any moment.
Is that nerve-wracking, by the way, to have that? Because I know people with money. If I'm traveling and I have a bunch of money in my pocket, I'm like, that's all I can think about. Was it like?
That's why it was in my pocket. It was in that little part in your pocket. So if anything happened, you know, that someone tries to give me your money, I could be like, I don't have anything. You know what I mean? But
Well, the funny part about the proposal is we're in this beautiful garden, and it had a lot of roses and flowers and greenery, just like we do in Florida.
right.
And he wanted me to take a picture with every palm tree, every flower, every bush, and every
Trying to find the
thing
perfect
from-
match.
So we were walking with Jenny and Travis, and I'm like, Charles, I cannot keep taking a photo at every
He's
place.
like, one more, just let me see.
Friends
Yeah.
here, yes. And it was supposed to be trying to choose a spot to.
Fine.
And it got to a
Yeah.
point to where we were leaving no matter what. So I was like, oh shit.
You're like, I have to
I have to do
find
this.
one of these has to
But
work.
coincidentally, it ended up being this pond that when we first got to the park, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. It's beautiful. It has all these cool paths, and it's just honestly, it's a beautiful spot. So it ended up working out
I like to
perfectly.
think that I did it on purpose.
There you go. He planned it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to take you all the way around, and then there you go. And then the wedding. Did you guys plan that yourselves? Is it?
We
We
did.
didn't have organized.
So we had a wedding planner. She helped us with some things, but most of it was completely our idea. We Pinterest.
There you
All
go.
the ladies and gentlemen out there, I'm sure you guys know Pinterest.
Everybody has
is
You guys
access.
get married? Pinterest.
Pinterest is the way to go.
And so we had a lot of our ideas there. We did a lot of DIY things. We tried to be really frugal. Like, I mean, still, we're trying what we wanted for our wedding, but we wanted to be frugal. We didn't want to spend an hour
Smart.
But we
She
had,
did a lot of things.
yeah, I worked hard.
It's therapeutic, right? So you're in control when you get to make it, and you're getting it from the
Absolutely.
Instagram. Yeah.
Absolutely. But so we had a little help. Yeah, we had a little help. It was nice.
It's nice. All right, now on to the video questions.
Okay.
We asked you before, do you remember your first video ever uploaded?
My first video, I don't know if anyone was, this is probably 2007. Have you guys heard of Barats and Beretta? Has anyone heard of Barats and Beretta?
One person.
Maybe one person? I mean, this is like 10, 11 years ago. There was a video called, was it Interrupting Cow? Or something like that. Do you ever see that one?
Yes.
And he slaps him in the face at the water cooler, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's probably, just look up inappropriate, just say inappropriate Barats and Beretta. It's the first video I ever saw, and I think the second one was Kay Zonde's Chocolate Rain.
That's
I
a
think it's probably
classic.
everyone. Yeah.
That's a classic.
And that was my first video. So you have one?
I think it was like Charlie Bit Me.
Oh,
I
They're my
really think that was
favorite,
I think that was my first YouTube video. Besides like music videos, but I think that was like my first.
yeah, the one that you shared. That's the first.
It's kind of fun, like if you guys take a second, just think about the first video you ever saw on YouTube, and how it's ingrained in your, it's like your history.
It's your
You're gonna remember, it's like
introduction,
the first time you had pizza for the first time or something like that. Like,
I don't remember the first time I had pizza.
I would.
Do you think it shaped your idea of what YouTube was and what you wanted to do?
I think so, because back then YouTube was more skits. So like I saw that and I was like, oh, it was grainy, and I was like, oh, the guys just picked up a camcorder. So I was like, okay, this is doable. So like I just was like, I can make these too. So I saw that and I saw YouTube shaping into this thing where it wasn't just a hosting site for videos, but it was now a community forum and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
And then you made the decision to do daily content, which I feel like we talked about earlier.
Right.
That sketches and people that do sketches and kind of more produced video, they have the ability to think about it and go back and do it, and you don't have that same luxury.
No. I think I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it's what's awesome. A lot of people were talking in the back. They see YouTubers and they, like you said, some people think they're like wannabe YouTubers.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh yeah. We were
That's what
talking
you're
about
saying.
that.
Yeah. Just because they don't have a production team or they don't have an editor, they don't have a writer. A lot of people think they're not YouTubers, but as long as you can pick up a camera and hit upload, you're automatically a YouTuber. And I think that's the beauty about YouTube, is that you don't have to have those. You can eventually get those, and that's amazing. But the second you upload something, you're a YouTuber, and I think that's the beauty of the website.
Yeah.
And that anyone who says they're not, it does bum me out, because I feel like they're selling themselves a little bit too short.
Give yourself a little credit.
Yeah, and I think that's the nice thing about VidCon, is that as fun as it is to go do the social activations, we're all here kind of for the same reason. We are all either YouTubers or fans of YouTube, which essentially, if you've commented or liked, you're basically a YouTuber.
Right.
So it's nice. You guys can like.
You probably don't even have to upload a video to
Yeah.
still be a YouTuber. So
Yeah.
if you're active on the community, you're a YouTuber.
You're a curator. You're some version of
You're something. You're a part of the community, so.
Okay, let's go back to fan questions. Oh, clickbait. We had a conversation. All right.
I love clickbait.
By the way, I have my friend Christina, who is also hosting an interview later. We like making up clickbait titles.
Okay.
So we love to like title like an email. Like I'll title an email to her like, "I'm never doing this again." Not clickbait.
Yeah.
True story. Like that's my favorite thing. So let's talk about clickbait.
I think clickbait is the new sellout. Like, I feel like it's the modern day constantly a sellout. My example that I always use for the word clickbait is, I know there's people that take advantage of it, but if there's substance behind a video and they use a title to get your attention, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's like, I always make the comparison, if there was a movie poster that was just white that just said movie, you wouldn't go see that movie. No, you wouldn't go see it. Our TV show is like, coming soon.
Good show.
A good show, yeah. Fall of Fox.
Right.
You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, what is that? But if you see something that's like enticing and then there's substance, like a video on YouTube, maybe it's something like guy falls off a cliff or something like that. And then in the video, the guy falls off a cliff. It's not fake. That like if somebody said falls off a cliff and a guy just goes and just jumps off the street corner.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's clickbait.
Okay. Yeah.
In my opinion. Lying, straight up lying. That's clickbait.
I fall into the half and half category because I also get tricked by the just wait for it videos.
Oh, yeah.
And I sit there and I'm like, nothing's happening. This cat is just sleeping.
And you're scrolling through. Yeah. That's clickbait. In my opinion. But I feel like that's got really kind of meshed into like this misunderstood thing where like back in the day, like you see an artist selling out, but in actuality, it's just, they're not selling out. They're just making a living. But clickbait's kind of like the new sellout, in my opinion.
So as long as you deliver on some portion of the title, then it's fine, regardless of how it's titled. And I think there are a lot of successful YouTubers that have made it their style of like titling and captioning their videos, and they might be
saying like that was a big thing back in the day for you guys. It's like
if you think about YouTube, a long time ago, that's where clickbait should have been like that's where everyone should have been saying, because it'll be like boobs, boobs, boobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would have like some crazy, stupid like thumbnail.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with anything.
And it was also 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it was 20 minutes.
So many
Yeah, and it was exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where that was prevalent. But nobody used to say it then. They would just be like, oh, you're just cheating or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nowadays, I mean, there are clickbait videos, it's like the fake news stuff. But I mean, there's a fine line between the two.
All right. So
It's a fun word to say.
I love it. I was telling Christina we need to make clickbait shirts. I'll walk around
We
with
have a hat
clickbait.
that says clickbait.
There
Yeah,
you
the
go.
DFTBA thing, we have a hat that says clickbait.
All right, we're gonna get
It's such a funny word.
matching outfits. I'm down with this.
Shout out.
I'm trying to find a good trolls. Do you want to talk about like how because you guys get a lot of comments? How do you deal with trolls? How do you deal with that feedback? And also, does it shape, especially because you can internalize it and then turn around and create content the next day? Does it affect anything?
I think it just depends. She likes to read them out loud and it makes her laugh.
Really?
Yeah, well, I have a different form of trolls that follow me sometimes. For me, sometimes like there are some comments that are obviously very stupid. There are some things that are so stupid, and if you say them out loud, they tend to be very funny.
Yeah.
Laugh at them.
Okay.
And then there's other ones that are, they do poke at you and they like pull on your shoes a little bit. Do they reflect our next takes? Sometimes they can. Sometimes it can be something that we want to talk about in our daily life because it's something that affected our daily life. When it comes to trolls, most of the time, we'll respond a good half of the time, and they'll respond back and they'll be really kind. Like, I'm so sorry.
There you go.
I had a bad day, and this is how I'm feeling.
It's
I
kind of
didn't
like
mean
you
to
said,
offend
like
you.
trolls, I think that's another thing. It's like trolls and haters are two different things. Trolls are like what you just said. They write something so funny, and if you're good at trolling, you know what I'm talking about. It's so funny and so ridiculous. When you do read it out loud, it makes you laugh. Then if you say something like a hater, or whatever you want to call them, just a mean person,
That's
a totally
purposely
different thing.
picking
Not
at
trolling,
them,
you're just being an awful person.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody that watches your videos, like I can see when somebody comments, the first thing I think of is that person's never watched a video before. Like they're just saying something mean versus somebody that's like purposely picking on something because 2 weeks ago you guys did something else and they're like
That's
purposely,
true. That's true.
that's right, it's good. So question about your dream jobs. If this wasn't your daily life, what would your dream jobs be?
I'm very fortunate. I also play for a band called We the Kings, and I've always wanted to be a musician. And so I'm very lucky. I'm living a dream that I've always wanted, and a dream I never knew I had wanted. So like, I would always want to be a musician. So I'm very lucky. If YouTube wasn't here, I hope that I was still doing music. So that would be me.
Which is inspiring, I think, as someone who watches your content. It's the ability to do both, which I feel like people think if you're a YouTuber, that's
Both
your
very hard industries.
Yeah, very hard, and you're able to do both regularly. So that's impressive.
It's kind of cool. I like that.
I have always wanted to be a chef, and I've actually always wanted to be a chef, and I've always wanted to have a food truck. So I've never been to like a big restaurant or anything.
Do it!
Yeah, I really want to.
Next year at VidCon, you can pull up.
It's something that I think about. We actually talk about it a lot, doing something together like that in the future. I think a lot of. I love clothes. I mean, I'm a girl. I would love to have clothes. I think that would be amazing. But honestly, my ultimate dream job would be to be a chef and have a food truck.
You guys should totally do that.
It would be fun.
I would 100% support that.
I've actually looked into some food trucks already.
Even if you did a seasonal food truck where you just did like summer, just plan for next year and then you
Do a
do.
little tour.
Because we thought it would be cool, before we start family, to have a food truck and kind of travel around. And I mean, it would be such a cool
That's a really
experience.
good
And it would be an
idea.
even cooler thing to film.
Yeah, no, I watched that. You get both. You get a cooking video and a travel video.
Guys,
They love this idea. So we asked about social media horror story. I think both of you guys we talked about this. You guys really don't have one. Have you ever seen one happen where you're like, ooh, that person shouldn't have done that thing, or
I think everybody says things and does things they wish they didn't.
Yeah, I feel like everyone makes mistakes.
It could be something simple. I mean, like a social media horror story could be like, I should have said that comment on that photo.
have you ever put up a video and wanted to take it down immediately because of something?
50%. Yes.
What do? Do you leave it up or do you take? Because I feel like with so many subscribers, they know when a video goes up, so they'll know.
I think we have a few times.
I think, what happens though, if you
And
do
they
something, we'll re-edit, but the problem is, if re-edit, like, people know, like, you guys are very intuitive, we know when a section's missing, so sometimes we'll just be like, we'll just flow away, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the times they'll go under the radar, and if we remove it, then people are like kind of,
They can see that there's
smart.
not
They'll figure it out, and they'll be like, oh, well, this is now gone, so this is something they didn't want in it. Versus that, like going under the radar, they might go right over the heads. But there's been some times that you want to remove something, you know, and once it's on the internet, you can't really do that. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done, especially younger people. I'm sure, like when I was first on social media, I guess I do have some things. Back in the day, like Live Journal.
Oh yeah.
Anyone had a Live Journal? Knows what Live Journal is. Yeah, or Friendster.
Yeah.
This is before MySpace. A lot of people like know what MySpace is. And I was younger, so I was like 18, 17 years old. And you say stupid things, not even online, but in general.
Yeah.
And that was the first time people were using social media. So I'm sure like there's some stupid things that I've said. Yeah.
And you just gotta roll with it.
I think we all do.
Yeah, and it's true. It's the way that you guys communicate is very organic. So I think you're right. If you took out a section, it wouldn't have the same flow.
Right, yeah.
I get that. Okay. What is your favorite thing about being part of the YouTube community?
I think just connecting with people, like coming out, walking like we like to, you know, come out and walk around the convention. They don't let us, but we still do it anyway. And I think coming out and just talking with people and hearing everyone's stories is something that I really cherish because we see usernames, that's all we see. We read comments and stuff like that, you know, like she'll have a communication with somebody in the comments and then we come out and then they'll be like, oh, I'm so-and-so, and then they'll say who they are and then we're like, oh, we've been communicating for a while. That happens to her a lot.
Yeah, and you guys have that ability to do so many videos for so long, especially you will know people from years of comments or multiple days and days and days.
Right.
I think the reach, like that you can touch someone that's in a completely different country. I mean, and have this relationship with them and build this family with people that you may never see, but you can communicate with every single day and that live your life with you. I think that's amazing. You made a really good point about how there's some people that we meet that will come and say to us like, oh, you helped me through some of the hardest times of my life. And some days that we don't want to film, we had this conversation the other day where we don't want to film and we're just like so frustrated and it could be, you know, that we're just having like a bad day or the views aren't great or whatever it may be. And then we'll meet one person who comes up and it changes everything. It really, really changes everything for you. Even if you're touching one person's life, it makes making that video, putting all that hard work in, 100% worth it.
It's true. There are days that like, I know I can feel like not so great. And then watching videos, like you feel a connection, so it almost feels like, even if it's just a regular video, even if it's something you guys feel is like mundane and boring, it still feels like there's a connection,
right.
And it takes your mind off of what you're going
I
through.
also think it's kind of cool, like I hate saying it inspires people, but like
it does.
Like people watch the videos, they're like, oh, if you can do it, I can do it. And I think that's awesome. There's a little girl we always talk about, she's out, I don't know if she's walking around right now, she was like 8 years old, and she's been doing daily videos for 4 years.
Because she started when she.
But if you think about it, an 8-year-old vlogging every day, editing every day for like 4 years, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
For somebody to see myself, like Shay and other people do these daily videos, and they see that and they're like, oh, I can do it too.
Motivated.
And I think that's an awesome part of the community. That,
But you also gave her like a whole nother chapter of her life that she might not have had had you not started doing videos.
Yeah, like anyone out there just like wanting to document it, and I think that's awesome that everyone kind of, like I have been inspired by people like, you know, like I said, Barath and Greta, and I was inspired by people before I started doing it, and I was like, oh, if they're doing it, I can do it. And I think that's cool that the community, I think that's the best part about the community, is people can see each other and support each other, and they're like, oh, if he's doing it, I can do it too. And they pick up a camera, and it's that easy. I think that's really, really awesome.
Is there a channel that either of you guys like love or that always makes you laugh, or that some of these videos that like you're happy to be a subscriber of, or?
I watch a lot of videos. I find myself like I open up the app and I watch. She watches a lot of dog videos. I watch a lot of dog videos too. Like it's.
Have you guys done all the live? Oh, there's so many live. I'll give you all my live dog links.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's wonderful. We have like a minute left. I asked Marcus this question, but because you guys so much of your lives online, finish the sentence. Happiness is. We're getting deep before we go.
Happiness is being true to yourself.
Being true to yourself.
Yeah, I'd say and living life to the fullest. I mean, as cliche as that sounds.
Honesty.
No, I think that's exactly what you guys do every day. Being true to yourself.
Even if the day was mundane, if you felt like you lived into the fullest that day,
Yeah.
good for you.
And I feel like that's what we try with our videos. We don't script anything. We don't like fake things. We do these things. We're very honest with what we do, and it makes us happy. And if we faked all that stuff, we'd be miserable.
You also both go all in, and that's another reason why there's no. You can tell when somebody's like half-assing it. You guys know that stuff.
And one thing I think is so wonderful about daily vlogging is, especially with him, is that we don't have days off. You know, it's you're daily vlogging every day, and it pushes us to do so many different things. It pushes us to go out parts of the city, or travel more, or experience different things that we honestly don't usually want to experience, but we do it anyways.
You need the content.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah,
I
we
love
hit
that.
day 3,000 consecutive days on July 18th, I think. So
3,000, congratulations.
3,000 days.
Wow.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you guys. All right, that's the end. Find out more on instant.me at instant.me.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. God bless.